All right, hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. Hope you're doing well. It's time for a weekly track roundup, my thoughts, my feelings on a bunch of songs that have dropped over the past week or so, whether I loved them or hated them or felt somewhere in between. They are all linked down below, so you can check them out for yourselves. Also linked down below, per usual, of course, is our Turntable Lab link. We get kickback from it if you use it to buy some turntable stuff, some records, some whatever over there. Again, it's like a kickback thing. Helps out the channel. No additional cost to you, of course. Also, our Patreon page. Get some cool extra bonus monthly content while supporting us in the process. That would be great. Would love that. That would be fantastic. Thank you. Mwah. Exclusive Patreon only Let's Argues, classic album live streams, all that. Access to our Discord community too. And TND Streams page, stream clips over there that are pretty fun. Also, Fantano shorts page stuff over there. That's pretty fun. And yeah, worst tracks of the week. They are as follows. Let's hit it. Ba-bam. Starting with the new Tones and I Track Dance With Me. Really obviously going for a dance cut on this one, but the vocals are painfully annoying and I cannot stand it. Would not want to listen again. Thank you. We also have a new one over here from Post Malone, Pour Me a Drink, featuring Blake Shelton. He has gone full friggin' country on this one. I mean, we already knew it was going to happen. Like, we saw the transition coming from a mile away with outfit changes and the live performances, and obviously the previous single he put out. But I mean, he's really going into corny commercial country bullshit pretty friggin' hard. Well, just come out and pour me a drink. Like, Jesus Christ, man. It's cringe. It's awful. But he's going to make a boatload of money doing it, so. Also have over here this new track from DJ Mustard, Travis Scott, Parking Lot. My God. This is more embarrassing than Travis Scott's Run-In with the Law this past week. Like, his bars on this track are trash, like absolute cringe. Some of the worst bars he's ever put onto a track. He pretty much ruined a perfectly good DJ Mustard beat. That's really all I can say. Let's move on from here. We have Ice Spice, latest single from her forthcoming album Y2K, Fat Butt. Boring beat, underwhelming flow where it sounds like she's reading off of a page, and like a stale Nicki Minaj flow. And not even like a really strong chorus on it either. I don't get it. It's just pretty meh. Not really interesting at all. Moving on. And Camila Cabello, Chanel No. 5, new solo single from her record. And once again, she sounds like she's trying too hard to be kind of weird and quirky and experimental. And I feel like there's a decent tune at the core of this one, but it's just overloaded with obnoxious instrumental antics and auto-tune that doesn't even really complement her voice. Yeah, it's just a big mistake. All right, the tracks I was kind of on the fence with, you might like them more than me, though. They are as follows. We have this new one from Glorilla, TGIF, just a big weekend banger about getting out there, partying, having a good time. No more, no less. It's okay. We also have the closing track from the forthcoming Fontaines D.C. album, Favorite. It's really got this kind of throwback 90s jangle pop rock sort of sound, almost a little REM at points. And while it's not bad, tune is solid, vibes are on point. It's very redundant, and I think the length of the track doesn't necessarily get justified by the very one-dimensional structure. I'll say that. And we also have this new one from Burial over here. It's a, crossover sort of single with Code 9. But Burial's side, Phone Glow, is not one of his best tracks. I think it has like the makings of a really great 10-minute Burial type anthem, but there's like too many weird, choppy, disjointed parts that don't even really come together all that well. Just like lots of gaps of silence that don't even really add that much to the song. It just sort of feels like it's kind of starting and then stopping and then starting and then stopping and then starting and then stopping with no real momentum being carried between these various gaps. Though when it is kind of like going and it's moving at a good clip, it's very good. But given, again, just how disjointed it is, probably could have been shorter or just maybe made to be more cohesive. either way. Moving on from there, Ariana Grande has a new remix for her track The Boy Is Mine, which obviously was inspired by the Brandy and Monica song, and now she's come out again with this new version that features Brandy and Monica, and I don't really feel like they add that much to the track. Like I think I said in my review, or at least I've been thinking this, I would much rather just listen to The Boy Is Mine, like the original, but whatever. All right, moving on from there, we have Aaliyah's Interlude, whose tracks I usually am very into, especially It Girl. And this new one over here is not that bad. It's like a really cool, inspiring, sweet self-love anthem. I just think kind of the house instrumental backing, it could have been more interesting or just maybe a bit more eccentric in a way that like complements her, standout style a bit more. Just kind of seems like a very average bit of production, but, a solid tune and some good vocals on top of it. I'll give it that for sure. All right, best tracks of the week. We have quite a few of those. They are as follows. A lot of good stuff dropped, so pay attention. We have Rakim. Legendary New York rapper Rakim has a new solo record on the way. First single from it features Kurupt and Masta Killa, and it's a nice little, sort of like a tastefully updated bit of 90s boom bap with some slick production and DJ cuts too. Really good quality flows all around from Rakim as well. I'm liking this one a lot. It's it got a nice sort of, foot in the new world, foot in the old world. It's cool, I want to say, experienced banger. We'll leave it there. All right, we also have this new one over here from Mura Masa featuring Yeule. It's an interesting little kind of like lo-fi, almost like bedroom pop kind of cut. It's titled We Are Making Out, and it's very funny, very cheeky, very sort of flirty, highly entertaining, I will say that. All right, moving on from there, we have this new one from Michelle over here as well. Oontz is the name of the track, and it's just so damn funky, well layered. The vocal harmonies are on point. It's a mesh of a bunch of different genres, but above all else, it is poppy and, again, danceable and groovy as hell. I'm liking this tune quite a bit. Excited to try this forthcoming record. If everything on it is going to be as good as Oontz. We also have a new one over here from King Krule, who has a new EP out. Shh is the title of the EP. We have linked to the first track off the EP down below. If you're looking for some kind of spaced out, post-punky, depressive rock vibes, this is going to be the EP for you from Archie. We also have a new single from the forthcoming Krallice album, liking this one quite a bit. The band is really in their experimental metal bag on this one, with a very foreboding intro, and then once things kind of like launch off with the heavy extreme metal guitars and the synth bits as well, it's got a lot of character to it. If you're looking for something that's a little meditative and is going to take you on a journey and is quite dark and murky and harsh, give this track a listen for sure. The song is titled Flatlines, Encircled, Residue. Moving on from there, next, we have a new one from Jamie XX. Robyn is on the track. Life is the name, and it's a great dance anthem. Crazy drums and drum transitions all over the track as well. Robyn's vocals kill on the cut too. Yes, pretty much every Jamie XX single for this new album has been just nonstop flames. So I don't know if there's an electronic music album I'm anticipating this year more than this one, to be completely honest. Moving on from there, whoa! This new single, Cinnamon Temple, from the upcoming Hiatus Kaiyote album. They've been really teasing a lot of tracks from this record. And this one over here is the most insane, hands down. Like the lo-fi guitars and the insane drums all over it sound like something off of a goddamn lightning bolt track. Like, what? Excuse me? But still, it sits very firmly sort of in that funky, experimental, progressive soul vibe that the band is kind of known for. It's very all over the place, but simultaneously very cohesive too. The performance is killer. The production is just rough in all the right ways and places. And yeah, it's just an electrifying song all around. Most thrilling single from this album cycle so far. So pretty pumped to hear this record now at this point. We also have a new one from Ginger Root, who has come through with a new, funky, catchy, little nostalgic pop rock bop. Just like the last single, but this one I would say is a little more lo-fi. Better Than Monday is the name of the track. This one's quite fun. Also enjoying this new one from the Garden. It sounds like an old piece of like lo-fi West Coast hardcore punk from the 80s, but it's got like some crazy ass psychedelic bits in it, and just sort of like weird art rock bits in it, which are kind of unlikely for that style, and yet it goes overall really well. Filthy Rabbit Hole is the name of the song. Also liking this very intense, narrative, murderous piano ballad from Death's Dynamic Shroud. Big genre change on this new track, that's for sure, but it's an exciting and a compelling one, I will say that. A record which I know is on the way from the group that goes along these lines is going to be quite interesting if, the rest of the tracks or most or even some of the tracks on the LP end up following suit with this new rocking chair song cut. We also have a new one from The Dare. Perfume is the name of the track, and yes, it's literally a post-punky, loud, brash, and fun, sassy song about perfume. Sort of seems like the band has kind of a, a bit of an object centric songwriting style, or pick a noun, and we're just going to go in on that noun. Which is a fun way to write if it's coming out with songs that are this catchy and hard-hitting and groovy, I'll say that. All right, also liking, of course, the new Charli XCX remix of Girl So Confusing with Lorde. My God, the tears, the sadness, the vulnerability. It's a powerful new version of the track that adds to the depth of the original quite a bit. Also liking this new one from Channel Trace. If you're liking his dance music vibes, or you've been enjoying them up until this point, those hip house vibes that he has been riding on, you will like this new track Cactus Water as well, I promise you. Couple more. Also liking, of course, another teaser track from the upcoming Conductor Williams and Boldy James album, Offwhite Lumberjack, is this new one. If you're looking for something that is just like really loose, wild, abstract underground hip-hop with some super druggy lyrical bars, you want to give this one a shot for sure. Also liking a track that we are going to link down below, Let Her Know, from the new James Blake EP, CMYK 00002, is, he's finally followed up the CMYK EP, the original, and we're getting another one, and what I'm hearing so far from it, especially this track, Let Her Know, is pretty fire with the various vocal cuts and the build-ups and the interesting off-kilter grooves. It's great. Also liking this new one from Beach Bunny, a really good quality emo, pop, and rock with a great chorus and good guitar chord progressions that sound familiar but are, really kind of tangy and sharp and sweet. And finally, last one, Aphex Twin, who has come through almost 30-year anniversary of Selected Ambient Works 2, by the way. And this track, 19, is very much, obviously in that vein. It is a 10-minute ambient cut that is quite beautiful, entrancing, with a lot of washes of synthesizer waves that kind of move in and out like the ocean. And loving the vibes on this one quite a bit. So yes, give this one a listen. Give this one a spin. Ambient Works 2 reissue. Again, 30th anniversary of that era coming up. Keep an eye and an ear out for that. And that will do it for the weekly track roundup. Thank you, everybody. You're the best. Hopefully you got some good, great, amazing recommendations out of this video. And we will see you in the next one. Anthony Fantano, Weekly Tracks, forever.